What's up, YouTube? And let's just get straight into this video because I do have a few more videos I want to take care of, and I want to pick up a pizza from Roundtable. So let's knock this out the way and move on. So this is another update to my journey reselling action figures on eBay. And this week I'm not listing the 20 items because it has been a slow 2 weeks. I kind of called it from those 4 items I sold from my previous video. The Hot Wheels, was it the Jake Pacific Egghead, the Masters of the Universe, Evil Lena, and what else? I think it was one more figure, unless it was just those 3. Well, I don't remember, but maybe it was just 3. And now I sold another figure, and that's the Masters of the Universe Lockjaw. And I listed this, what was it, last week or the week before, for or last Tuesday. Yeah, I listed this last Tuesday because we have got those 3 bites, and then after that it just really slowed up, and this is the first time it picked up from the last previous listing of 20 items. And so I've been trying to list 20 items at a time to see if that will have my eBay be noticed, because I'm a new seller on there. I probably sold about maybe 30, maybe 20 something items so far, maybe. And I've been on there for about a year now. I have over 100 things listed, but a lot of the stuff still has 0 views. So my stuff is not being seen. I don't even know how to put my stuff out there, to be honest. But I'm just listing these things 20 items at a time, and somehow people are seeing it in different states, and a lot of the stuff's in California. This is going to California. The last two, so I sold 2 things. That's what it was. The Iron Giant. I sold the Iron Giant as well, a Super 7 figure. So I sold, this is the 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th from that previous 20 listing, and I sold one of the Egghead that was from that a listing before that. So it seems like when I list 20 items, a couple things get bought, and then a couple people probably see and then go through and they find what they like. But if I don't list anything, it seems like it's just dead still. So you have to constantly list. And maybe you don't have to do 20 items. Maybe you could just do 5, list 5 things, and then in 2 weeks see how that does for you. You know what I mean? Because yeah, I'm trying to learn how to resell stuff. And once I run out of action figures to list, because I don't want to start listing my stuff that I'm keeping, you know what I mean? Because I'm really listing this stuff for decent prices. Like, I listed this for $14.50, and with taxes, I mean, with shipping, it's like $6, 5 to $7 or whatever. And so they're paying maybe 20 after tax, maybe 21, maybe less than that. So this is still beating what they're going for in the store, unless you get it from Ross. But figures like this are going for $14.99 now. So I can't even pick these up and get these out there to people no more, because I could do it when I'm paying anywhere from $6.99 to $8.99. I have some that I paid $12.99 for, and those are Masters of the Universe with Ninja Turtles, and it's no way I'm gonna list those unless I do it for over $20. And so they're gonna be coming out to like 30 with tax, and who's gonna want to pay that? I don't think anybody will. So I'm not gonna list them, because I'm not gonna list them for $15, $16 and make nothing off of them, and maybe even lose. And those are really cool figures. So I'm gonna continue to, I have plushies to list. I have brand new plushies in boxes to list, Disney villains. And so I have Disney villains to list. I have some Nightmare Before Christmas ones to list that are opened already and not brand new, that they're brand new, but I just have them in a bag. And so I was buying plushies because they're so adorable and cute, but really it's nowhere I could store them. You know, if I had a room, I could just have a plushie room. That'd be tight. You know, have a bed and just have them all in the bed and never have to take them off. That'd be awesome. But other than that, plushies are a horrible thing to collect. If you're getting into plushie collecting, I hope you have space because that stuff. And then not only that, they could get dirty. You know, yeah, I want to keep my stuff pretty clean and all that, so I never want to touch it. You know, so I haven't touched these plushies because every time someone touches them, that just ruins what they're worth. So I just got them put up, you know, and I'm ready to list them and get rid of them. And I'm gonna list them for cheap and see if they go because they're pretty light. So I don't think shipping will be that much. And I could pick up some boxes like this and just put them in there in a plastic bag and bam, get them going, get them sent, you know. But yeah, this is one of the first, you know, and I have this trap jaw listed more than all the other ones just because it was trap jaw, and I was looking at the ones that sold, and these were selling for a little expensive. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna ask for $14.50 for this and see if anybody bites, you know. And yeah, sure enough, someone picked this up before the other Masters of the Universe figures I have on there for $12.99, and another one $13.99. This was the highest one I have on there, and it sold. So I'm hoping that other people will see my eBay account and pick some of these up because I would love to get rid of these and basically get rid of a lot of the stuff I have listed so I could go with the money and buy more stuff for cheap. You know, I see a lot of Super 7 stuff for dirt cheap and want to pick up and list for 10 bucks on there and see if they do well. I see Marvel Legends for 5, 6.99 to 7.99. I want to pick up, I want to list those for 14 bucks and see if I can make a $5, $6 off of them. You know what I mean? $3, you know, profit, you know. And you know, it's crazy because I'm making less than everybody else. It seems like the post office is making a bang, eBay's making a bang, and then when it comes to the stores that are getting my money to provide these, they're making a bang, and then it comes to me, I'm doing all the fucking footwork and I'm barely even making anything. But guess what? It's keeping me mentally on point. I'm being social, going out, you know, waiting in line at post office. You know what I mean? It's keeping me busy. You know what I mean? And once I get back into school, this is going to be a hard thing to do, but I only have a year left of school. I have two classes, an English class and a intro to counseling. And after that, I get my associate's degree. So I'm going to bang those out and I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing like I'm doing today. I'm going to do the videos and I'm going to do the school. You know what I mean? So best believe I am enjoying having a YouTube channel. I am enjoying doing Instagram reels. I am enjoying going on toy hunts and picking up action figures. The only thing I'm not enjoying is I'm trying to save money to buy a home. I have like 35 grand maybe put up, and it's a slow process. You know what I mean? With a regular 9 to 5, you know, I got a regular job and paying rent and everything on top of expenses. Like, I have to sacrifice my spending so I could save money because last year I didn't save anything. If anything, I was like 1,000 less than I was the year before. And so that's really bad. And so this year I really put my foot down, and a lot of the stuff you see me doing is reselling the toys that I already spent my money on, and I'm trying to make my money back or even just make something back. And if I do make some profit back, I could tell, and or even if I bust even with that money, half of it, you know, I could go back to trying to make some money because now that I know the game and know how to navigate, I know how much to spend on action figures and what I can make money off of, or even just try. No matter what, it's a win-loss because you don't know what sells or what. But I see Mario stuff sells crazy, and especially Jake specific. So if I see Jake stuff for really cheap, I'm gonna start picking up Jake stuff. You know, not Pokemon, not stuff like that. Super Mario Brothers stuff. You know, straight up. You know what I mean? Because I noticed that a lot of people are collectors of Super Mario, and I'm gonna capitalize on that because I am already right now. I've sold a bunch of my collection of Super Mario stuff, and I made some money off of it, and so that's pretty cool. I made my money back on top of a couple of bucks. So hey, can't go wrong with that. You know, so Sonic the Hedgehog, trying to get all that stuff. Little Master of the Universe, I'm trying to get rid of some of that stuff. I want to collect Goosebumps, or Universal Monster stuff with Ninja Turtles, Master Universe stuff with Ninja Turtles, anything Ninja Turtles combined with something. You know what I mean? I even seen the Godzilla stuff, but I just, if they pop up at Ross, best believe for a good price, I want to pick those up. And I'm not really a Godzilla fan, so I might pick those up to resell them, but just to pick them up to have them in my hands, in my possession, be able to make a video and have that in my what's that called? Basically, this is like a journal. My YouTube and my Instagram is like a journal. If it ever gets deleted or erased, it's gone. But until then, basically, this is how people could go back, or even myself could go back and look at the stuff I've been doing in the last couple of years. You know what I mean? It's a little my journey. You know what I mean? It's the journey I'm upon, and I'm willing to share it with the public, whoever wants to watch. But I ran this video a little too long. I have the label, and this is going to California. This is also going to California. I sold about 10 things in California, and it gets there pretty quick. I couldn't get to the post office today. I had yard work, I had a bunch of stuff, but I got the label printed out, and best believe I'll be there first thing in the morning. I'm gonna wrap this up in here, and best believe it's how you ship the stuff. Don't ship it on proper. You want to have a box for it, have it wrapped up and protected, and have some paper to put on top so it won't shake. Just prevent it from shaking and doing anything. And I think when you send them a box correct, that's how you get, you know, uh, solid feedback, or even just positive feedback. That's just important to me, because that's how I'm building this YouTube channel, is on positive feedback and on cheap toys. I want to be able to provide something that not even cheap, but I want to be able to not rip people's heads off. I don't like to get my head ripped off, so I don't want to rip people's heads off, but I still want to make a buck. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm hoping I could get this channel off the ground, because if I could make some money off of here, then I could actually do way more kind of stuff with the reselling and make my business even grow more, because I'd be making quarters to nickels. But if I could get it booming, then it's okay, because those quarters and nickels would turn into hundreds, as long as I'm, getting it out there. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just how I've been done business in the past. But be sure to go like this video, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, subscribe, and be sure to talk about whatever you want in the comments. I would love to have more engagement with my viewers. And I'm doing this stuff off a phone, but once I feel comfortable with money in the bank, and I have a couple grand that I could actually spend on my business, which is this, not, it's just a hobby and a business for me. I want to turn into a business, so I'm going to take this hobby seriously, and I want to start investing money into my stuff, so be sure that it's going to be changes slowly. We'll get there. I'm only one man, and this is what I'm doing on my home. I do have a little bit of help, but really, this is me. You know what I mean? So I'm doing the editing, I'm doing everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm making the videos, I'm selling the stuff, and I'm still working a full-time job, and I have to go back to school soon. So we'll get there. But go like this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Keep it spooky, peeps.